Well, I'm principal of a primary school in a suburb of Dublin, and over the last 20 years we've gone from being a traditional primary school in Dublin to having 80% of our enrolment is comprised of children who come from more than 40 different countries. And so far we have identified 51 languages among that group. And what we decided a number of years ago was, having learned in the early stages what we might do, is to really value what the children bring with them to the learning process, because one of the basic tenets of the primary school curriculum would be that you work from the known to the unknown. So if children come to us with a language other than English, we have to start working from where they're at, and that means valuing them and the language they bring with them. So from before day one, we speak to their parents about the importance of maintaining their first language, and when the children come into school, their first language is worked into the curriculum in a very informal way during various different lessons on different areas. In junior infants, the teacher may ask, does anybody have another way to say that, or is there another word we can use for this, that, or the other? And by the time they're in their second year, which is at age 5, we're introducing literacy, as in reading and writing, into both the first and the second language. And of course the two official languages in Ireland would be Irish and English, but where a child's L1 is present as well, that comes into the equation too. So that by the time children get to the final year, which is 6th class, generally children are age 12, and by that stage we will have introduced French in the previous year. Most of them are able to express themselves orally and in writing in at least 3 languages, and they would be the monolingual Irish children who would have started school with just English. And so this experience has been very good for them too. And for the children who've come from abroad, many of them will be writing in 4 or 5 languages at 12 years of age. And we feel that this is it's a great asset for them to bring forward. But what we've also noticed is that the children become very confident learners because we're focusing on what they bring to the equation. They're engaged, they're motivated, and this is of course the precursor to becoming autonomous learners, which is what we all want. So we've confident people going forward. And it was really great to take part in the PlurCur workshop both yesterday and today, because so much of what we've seen happening in our own school was talked about today. And so many other issues were made very clear and became clearer to me as I listened to the speakers and the presentations. And obviously the focusing on first language is very important. The other issue is parental engagement in the whole process, which really happens when you do focus on where the other people are coming from. You get great interest and involvement from parents in the whole process. Another area that is vitally important is continuous professional development for teachers, but also at pre-service level, teachers really need to be made aware of plurilingualism, what it means, how to cultivate it, the benefits of it, because it's most unfair to both the teachers and the children they're going to teach to send them into situations without having any knowledge of this at all. And staying with the teachers, there's the other really important aspect, which is the issue of teachers as learners. Because in the plurilingual situation, teachers really do need to relinquish their role as the person in the room who supposedly knows everything, because there's much to be learned from the children, and it does require an openness to allowing the children bring what they know and what the teacher doesn't know to the situation. And I think the really positive aspect of that is that any of the teachers I know who've engaged in this would say they themselves have gained so much personally and professionally from working in a plurilingual environment.